The sunlight glinted sharply off the steel tracks of the Megaloop coaster, casting long, intimidating shadows across the pavement. Tommy stood at the entrance, his paws shoved deep into his pockets as if trying to hide his trembling hands. He stared up at the towering metal structure, his jaw set in a hard, stubborn line. "I am absolutely not frightened of roller coasters," he declared to the empty air, though his voice cracked ever so slightly at the end. Not even slightly. He was trying to convince himself, but the massive loops looming above seemed to be laughing back at his bravado. Jerry appeared suddenly from behind a popcorn stall, holding a large, buttery bucket that smelled of salt and mischief. He crunched a piece loudly, the sound echoing in the tense silence, and nudged Tommy with a playful elbow. "Brilliant! You can sit next to me then," Jerry said, offering a wide, knowing grin that reached his eyes. Tommy swallowed hard, his throat feeling as dry as the desert sand. The ride operator gestured toward the front carriage. With a heavy heart, Tommy climbed in, his knuckles turning white as he gripped the safety bar with a deathly intensity. The carriage began its slow, mechanical ascent. Click, click, click. Each rhythmic sound echoed like a ticking bomb in Tommy's ears. He stared straight ahead, his breath coming in short, jagged gasps that he couldn't quite control. "I am absolutely fine," he muttered under his breath, though his tail was tucked tightly between his legs in a clear sign of terror. Beside him, Jerry was the picture of relaxation. He tossed a piece of popcorn into the air and caught it effortlessly in his mouth. "Lovely view from up here, isn't it?" Jerry remarked, leaning back casually as the world fell away below them. The carriage reached the summit, pausing for a single, agonizing second that felt like an eternity. Below, the entire theme park looked like a scattered toy set. Tommy peered over the edge and his eyes widened to the size of saucers. "I have made a terrible mistake," he whispered. Suddenly, the carriage plummeted. Whoosh! The wind roared like a jet engine, pulling Tommy's fur back tight against his face. He screamed, his mouth wide open in a silent plea for mercy. Beside him, Jerry sat perfectly still, munching on his snack as if he were watching a boring movie at home. The coaster hit the loop with a violent force. Tommy's hat flew into the air, landing squarely on the head of a passing seagull. As the carriage barrel rolled, Tommy floated in his seat, his arms locked around Jerry's left bicep in a desperate iron grip. "Enjoying yourself?" Jerry shouted over the gale. "I want to get off," Tommy shrieked, his voice lost in the wind. The ride screeched to a halt at the exit. Tommy tumbled out, his legs shaking like wet noodles until he collapsed onto the pavement. "Never again," he wheezed, his eyes spinning in different directions. He was too dazed to see Jerry slide a gold coin to the rabbit ride operator. "Right. Who is ready for round 2? The rabbit announced with a grin. Tommy looked up, his face pale. "Round 2? He gasped. Before he could crawl away, the operator pushed them onto the Mega Extreme Beast. Tommy realized he had been tricked. Fury replaced his terror as he glared at Jerry. "Jerry, when I get off this ride," Tommy began, but the drop started and his words vanished. The coaster's camera flashed at the bottom of the steepest drop. Later, at the gift shop, the photo appeared on the monitor. Tommy was a blur of pure, unadulterated panic, while Jerry posed with a cool peace sign. A group of children gathered around, pointing and laughing. Jerry chuckled, buying a framed copy. "This one is going on the wall," Jerry said. Tommy covered his face, groaning. "Please don't."